What's up YouTube, jDantastic here, and today I want to talk about Xenoverse 2. I put together my top 3 improvements that I think are necessary for a better gameplay experience, but before we get into all that, there's something that I want to address. There seems to be this current mindset in many YouTube communities, not just Dragon Ball Z, like even Call of Duty, Battlefield, etc., that YouTubers have much more pull in these things than they really do. There's also this mindset that YouTubers only hype up a game because they are friends with the companies or they're paid to do so, whatever. So before we jump in, I wanted to talk about a few of those points. As far as YouTubers having pull, it's actually very little. I mean, we can offer feedback, sure, but at the end of the day, the control is in the developer's hands. I can make demands of them all I want, but the truth is, I don't know what the time restrictions are, budget restrictions, staff restrictions. I only know how I feel and what I feel would make a better game, not the actual amount of resources required to make some of those things a reality. So for me to ask or demand something of a developer is actually kind of unfair outright, just because I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. I know that they're doing their job as best as they can, and there's a lot of stuff going on that we don't necessarily know about. The second point of overhype is actually another really weird point that I don't necessarily understand. Like, I only say I'm enjoying Xenoverse because I have to, or because I know people at Bandai, and that's so wildly false. I was making videos featuring Dragon Ball Z games long before I was in contact with anyone at Bandai. Before I was making videos of them, I was playing them for hours on end. I'm a true fan of the series and a true fan of the games. A fanboy even. A full-on, bend me over, take what you want from me stand. Now, if you go to my channel and look back, or Rhymestyle's channel, or C-React's channel, you'll find where we've discussed things that we disliked about Xenoverse 1. Z-Souls that were broken, attacks that were overpowered, a hit detection that's more unreliable than my grandma's fake hip. I have no problem stating when something is wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm any less hyped for Xenoverse 2. I was going to buy that game before it was even announced, no question. I'm not asking you to buy it, I'm just saying that I'm going to. And you shouldn't let my hype oversell you. You know what you like. If it doesn't seem like your jam, then don't waste your money. That's no skin off my booty. Now, with all that being said, Bandai really has been listening to the community. You should be able to see that in the trailers that they've released. You should also know that Bandai reached out to a select few of us a while back, asking us what our top 3 pieces of feedback for Xenoverse 2 would be based on our experiences playing the game and based on what you as a community have told us. Now, obviously, they will read this feedback, and it will be considered. But again, that doesn't mean it will make it into the game. We're close to release now, so only realistic requests should be made. Nothing ridiculously outlandish. So after some thought, I sent in my top 3 improvements straight to Bandai about what I feel will make Xenoverse 2 a much better experience. And without any further ado and rambling, here are my top 3 improvement requests. Number 1, the time limit. I know some of you don't care about this so much, but I hate it. I can't stand the fights that are only 3 minutes long. Some of Rhymestyle's fights with me are so epic, and yet the winner is determined by the time limit and a health bar when everyone knows how easy it is to turn around a fight in this game. It's actually insane, and it drives me nuts. Personally, I hope it doesn't become a round system like the Naruto Storm games either. I've seen a lot of you guys talk about that and ask me whether I would like it to be that way. It might feel a little bit better, but in my opinion, not really. Dragon Ball fights are supposed to be long and epic, and that's how they should feel. They should feel like the winner is decided based on skill and the other playing being knocked out, not just because there's a 3-minute time limit and, you know, whoever can beat the other one up the most in that amount of time is decided the winner. I think a 5-minute fight time is a good compromise, but I'll take as much as I can get. Number 2, options for online lobbies. This is especially frustrating for me because if I want to log on and just play as a random original character, I can't really do that so much because everyone wants to play with their custom characters, which is understandable. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Obviously, people are going to want to play with their custom characters. I just feel that you should have more control over the fights in your lobby. For example, you should be able to disable custom characters so that people must choose original fighters. Or you should be able to disable item usage because we all hate items in online fights. As a matter of fact, I would be completely okay if they just did away with items being used in online fights no matter what. Maybe even the option for the time limit there as well. I just feel like there should be more customization when you set up a lobby about, you know, who you're fighting and it's not just kind of a, you know, someone level 44 gets thrown in with a level 99, and the level 44 wants to play as Goku, the level 99 is using his custom character. You know, that's crazy. So the level 44 should be able to set up a lobby where he can, you know, limit who can join based on only normal characters, and you can set it so that you're not allowed to use items, and maybe you can increase the time limit to 5 minutes, or you can keep it down to 3 minutes, however you feel about that. I don't know. I think that would be cool. And lastly, number 3, and this one should be obvious, better online stability, please. Hit detection needs to be fixed. It must be fixed. It was such a problem in Xenoverse, and I still get frustrated by it. And I know that a lot of this has to do with the players themselves. It depends on internet connection. It depends on whether you're playing over Wi-Fi, whether you're playing on a wired connection, what your router settings are, if you have firewalls up, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I feel like Rhymestyle has really, really good internet. I have pretty good internet. It's the fastest internet I've ever had since being a YouTuber, since playing video games. And any other game that I play, I never have any issues with connection. When I fight Dino, we have hit detection issues. So it feels to me like that's not my internet. It's not his internet. I've opened up every single possible setting on my router, so it's not that issue. It's something on the game side, and there's definitely something that needs to be fixed. It needs to feel tighter. And hit detection isn't the only thing. Joining online lobbies shouldn't take 7 years. Finding someone to fight online shouldn't be harder than college level trigonometry. I mean, sometimes you go to the list and it just tells you that there's no one there, there's no one there, there's no one there. Finally, you find someone, you click them, that room's full. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy. It's way too hard to find that stuff. I mean, it's just... At the bottom line is that online fights need to be tighter. They need to be smoother. Loading into the game needs to be faster, and I wholeheartedly believe that this might be the most important update for the game to be better than its predecessor. Tails are nice. Not getting hit by a glitched out Kamehameha is nicer. So there you have it. My top 3 pieces of feedback sent straight to Bandai, and I know that you're probably thinking to yourself, but jDantastic, what about all the other stuff that we talked about? What about the tails? What about the different clothing styles? What about clothing not affecting your stats? What about the Super Saiyan 14 wig? What about the 3 characters who are my favorite characters but everyone else might not really care about being in the game? What about those things? Why did you not suggest those things? And the reason that I did not suggest those things is because I wanted to submit the top 3 things that I have seen the most about core gameplay. What I want to see is improvements to the core gameplay. We've already seen some new characters that have been released for the game, so we know that they're adding in new characters. We can only assume that they're going to add updates to the created character. You know, that stuff is going to get updated. The core elements of the game is what we need to focus on for a better gaming experience. The rest of that stuff, that can be fixed later. I mean, obviously they're going to add stuff in as DLC. They can add stuff. They can add Tails down the road if they really want to add Tails. I mean, I keep mentioning Tails because that's the one that I see popping up the most. And like I said, sure, having a tail would be really cool on your custom character. But at the end of the day, it doesn't affect your online gameplay. It doesn't affect how you fight your friends. It doesn't really affect the game of Xenoverse 2. And so I wanted to submit things that make the game feel different, even more so around fighting your friends. If you notice, all of my stuff was for online gameplay because Xenoverse was really the groundbreaking Dragon Ball Z game where you can really create your own character, go online, fight your friends. The storyline, I loved it, you know, and I think Xenoverse 2 is probably going to have another great storyline. It's going to build upon what we already know. We got a different city to explore. All that stuff is going to be great. I feel like that stuff's going to be great. They did it pretty well in Xenoverse, so I think they'll do it even better in Xenoverse 2. The things that they were kind of lacking in Xenoverse are the top 3 things that I listed here. Now again, this is my opinion, so if you have differing opinions, that's fine. I want to know about it. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But there you go, guys. I mean, and I am honestly excited for this game, you guys. Like, you actually have no idea. I'm buying it for 2 different platforms just so I can get the most out of it. Like, it's actually crazy. Bandai doesn't have to talk to me for me to love the game. I'm going to buy it regardless. I could stop making YouTube videos tomorrow and lose all of my subs and lose all of my Twitter followers and lose all of yada yada yada. I'm still going to go out and I'm still going to buy the game. Like, that's just how it is. And that's just how I am. I love the games, even the bad games, even the duds. And there have been some duds of games in the Dragon Ball Z genre. And that's fine. I'm still going to buy them. I'm still going to play them because that's how much I love the series. I can't not buy them. So that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If it's your first time stopping by my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Stick around with us. Have some fun. And as always, I will talk to you in the next video. Later.